Today we are going to study about the Bohr's radius of hydrogen atom, and Bohr's model the hydrogen atom as it is. So the center part, this is the nucleus. The nucleus consists of proton. The proton charge is, the charge of the proton is positive and the electrons will be in the outermost orbit. The charge of the electron is negative. So there will be a force of attraction between the nucleus and the electrons. So that is due to Coulomb's force of electrostatic force of attraction. So force of attraction. So because of the Coulomb's electrostatic force of attraction, the F will be equal to, that means the force will be equal to Z E. That means atomic number. So just for hydrogen atom, Z will be equal to 1. So Z E. And the charge of the electron, again Z, or 4 pi epsilon 0 R square. So we can consider, we can use this form for as a n, that means n orbit. So epsilon 0 is the permittivity of free space. The value of the E0 is equal to 8.85 times 10 to the power negative 12. Write it correctly so that the negative 12 can be seen outside. Negative 12. This is the charge will be here, so Coulomb square per Newton meter square. So that is a unit for permittivity of free space. Then the electron is rotating around the orbit, so it must be supported by the centripetal force. So the centripetal force will be equal to the centripetal force F equal to mv square by r. So everything we can put n, let us consider. We can give the different values for n. For ground state, n will be equal to 1. For the next excited state, the n will be equal to 2. So m is the mass of the electron. So mass of the electron, we know 9.1 into 10 to the power negative 31 kilograms. Whereas v is the velocity of the electron, r is the radius. So this is the distance between the nucleus and the electron. So now these two forces, equation number 1 we can say, and equation number 2. So both equation number 1, it will be equal to equation number 2. So when we equalize, E times E square. So Z E square over 4 pi epsilon 0 or n square will be equal to mv square over Rn. So it's difficult to calculate the value of V. So Bohr has a technique. Based on his postulate, he introduced angular momentum. Because the electrons are rotating, there will be an angular momentum. The angular momentum L equal to mvr. This mvr will be equal to nh over 2 pi. N is the number of orbit, h is the Planck's constant. I will discuss this separately. So now we must know how to remove this v. So z square over 4 pi epsilon 0 or n square will be equal to m v square over r n. I need m's, there's one m available, I need m square because I will substitute the value of mv or whole square. So here only m, so I need one more m. Just multiply by m and divide by m, the value will never going to change. Then also I need a r square, so or n square over or n square. Now I can say so c square over 4 pi epsilon 0 or n square will be equal to, now you can see m times m square, v square or n square. So I can say m v or n all square. So everything is there, m times m square, v square or n square over all n square, all n cube and m. So this r square completely will cancel and this will be just r1. That's the one we are going to calculate, the radius of hydrogen atom. Any other things? So now we can substitute the value for mv or n whole square. So we know the value of, this is an important one, I will highlight it. So now we are going to substitute the value of mv or n, which is equal to n square h square 4 pi square, then this or n m. So z is e square 4 pi epsilon 0, that's all. This 4 and 4 get cancelled and 1 pi and this pi will get cancelled. Now we can find the value of Rn. So Rn will be equal to, we can cross multiply epsilon 0 n square h square over z e square pi. Yeah, it's the most important formula and I will discuss little bit about the value of epsilon 0. So epsilon 0 is the permittivity of free space, which deals with the ability of electric fields to go into the classical vacuum. So the permittivity of free space epsilon 0 can be calculated by 1 over mu 0 c square. Now what is mu 0? Mu 0 is the permeability constant whose value is 4 pi 10 to the power -7 Henry per meter. So now we can calculate the value. 4 pi 10 to the power -7, I adjust the space, which is equal to 1 over 4 pi 10 to the power -7, and our c is the velocity of light. So we know the velocity of light is 10 power 8 meter per seconds. So here square, so we can get the value now. Epsilon 0 equal to 1 over 4 times 3.14 exponential 7 times 3 exponential 8 whole square will be equal to, so I got the same value where it is mentioned, 8.85 10 to the power -12 Coulomb square per Newton meter square. So we got the value for epsilon 0, the same value you can see. And the next part is the Planck's constant. So Planck's constant is symbolized as h, which is associated with the energy of photon and its frequency. So the energy of the photon and its frequency mu is connected with this Planck's constant. So Planck's constant h equal E over mu. We all know the unit for E is joules, and this is frequency. So hertz per hertz, or generally we call joules second. So the value of Planck's constant is 6.634 times. So I put the value and with the joules, with the unit. 6.634 10 to the power negative 34 joules second, or joules per hertz. Normally we are using this unit, joules second. So that is the value of h. Now we can calculate the radius of the hydrogen atom by using all these values. So we have the formula, or so we can find the ground state radius. So ground state means n will be equal to this will be all 0, and the value of n will be equal to 1. So we know epsilon 0, 8.85 10 to the power negative 12. The value of ground state n will be equal to 1 square, and the Planck's constant is 6.634 10 to the power negative 34 whole square. Z, atomic number for hydrogen atom is just 1. E is the charge of the electron, 1.6 10 to the power negative 19 square, pi 3.14 times the mass is 9.1 times 10 to the power negative 31 kilogram. So now let us calculate the value. 8.85 exponential negative 12 times 1 square times 6.634 exponential negative 34 whole square divided by 1.6 exponential negative 9 whole square times 3.14 times 9.1 exponential negative 31 will be equal to 8.85 n square, 6.n square, c 6.5. Okay, so 8.85 exponential negative 12 times 6.634 exponential negative 34 whole square divided by 1.6 exponential negative 19 whole square times 3.14 times 9.1 exponential negative 31 will be equal to 5.32 10 to the power negative 11 meters. So this is the ground state radius of hydrogen atom of the Bohr's model of hydrogen atom. So here I explained about the forces. There are two forces. One is Coulomb's electrostatic force and another force is centripetal force. The two forces are equal. So by equalizing the two forces, I got this equation with mv square by Rn. Then we have to remove the value of v because we do not know anything about the velocity. So we use the Bohr's angular momentum postulate L equal to mv Rn. That will be equal to nh over 2 pi. We replace it by using algebraic manipulation. Then we got the final answer. Rn is equal to epsilon 0 n square h square over z e square pi m. Then I substituted all the values and I got the ground state radius as 5.32 into 10 to the power negative 11 meters. Now we are going to solve a problem, numerical problem taken from the Service College Physics, Chapter 4, Atomic Physics, Bohr's theory of hydrogen. So the information about the problem is given. The hydrogen atom is in its first excited state. So the first excited state means immediately I wrote the value n equal to 2. So if it is n equal to 1 means it will be ground state. So next one is first, second, like that. So first excited state means the orbit will be number 2, second orbit. Using the Bohr's theory, calculate the radius of the orbit, linear momentum of the electron, angular momentum of the electron, kinetic energy, potential energy, total energy. Total energy is nothing other than the sum of the kinetic energy and potential energy. So let us solve the radius of the orbit. So already we proved the radius Rn in the previous one. Rn equal epsilon 0 n square h square z e square pi m. So all 2, that means n is equal to 2. Epsilon 0 we know the value 8.85, 10 to the power negative 12 n square 2 square h square 6.634 10 to the power negative 34 whole square, whole divided by Z is the atomic number of hydrogen, just 1. The charge of the electron is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power negative 19 whole square, pi 3.14. The mass of the electron is 9.1 into 10 to the power negative 31. So let us get the answer. The 3 is not clear. So negative 31. Okay. Let us get the answer by using the calculator. 8.85 exponential negative 12 times 2 square is 4 times Planck's constant 6.634 exponential negative 34 whole square. Now denominator is 1.6 exponential negative 19 whole square times 3.14 times 9.1 exponential negative 31 will be equal to 2.13 10 to the power negative 10 meters. So that is the answer for the question number A. Solution for A. So we can put the value here because this value we will be use this important value, so we may use it later. 2.13. If the space is not enough, I may remove. So I need the value, so I wrote it here already. So the next one is linear momentum of the electron. So linear momentum is nothing other than P for B. Question B, linear momentum is P equal to mv. Here also, as I told you before, the V is there, V should be removed successfully. So we already studied about the angular momentum, the previous section. mv equal to nh over 2 pi. So mv is equal to nh over 2 pi r. So we can calculate the value for the linear momentum. So P will be equal to N is equal to 2. H, Planck's constant, 6.634 10 to the power negative 34 whole divided by 2 pi 3.14. And the radius we already calculated here, 2.13 10 to the power negative 10. We can get the momentum. The unit for the momentum is kilogram meter per second. This was m, kilograms, velocity, meter per second. Okay. 2 times 6.634 exponential negative 34, denominator 2 times 3.14 times 2.13 exponential negative 10 will be equal to 9.91 10 to the power negative 25 kilogram meter per second. So that is the answer for the question number B. Now let us go C. C is angular momentum. Angular momentum is L. Just it will be linear momentum times the radius. That means mvr. We already know what is mvr. mvr is nothing other than nh by 2 pi. So we can substitute the value. N is equal to 2 times Planck's constant 6.634 10 to the power negative 34 over 2 times 3.14. We will get the answer. So 2 times 6.634 exponential negative 34 over 2 times 3.14 will be equal to 2 6.39 10 power 2 2.02 10 to the power negative 34. Here it is, the answer is, because we have P, kilogram meter per second, times R, that will also meters. So this will be kilogram meter square per second. So that is the answer for question number C. Now D. D is the kinetic energy. In short, it is K of mv square. So here also V should be removed successfully. So already we know what is P is equal to mv. We can include this value of P there. So for what I have to do is 1 over 2 mv square. Here V is there already, so I have to multiply by m and divide by m. So the value will not change. So 1 over 2 m square and v square. So I can say mv square. M times m square, v square over m. So 1 over 2 mv. mv is nothing other than p. So p square over m. In short, p square over 2m. So p is nothing other than linear momentum. So linear momentum we already calculated as 9.91 10 to the power negative 25 whole square over 2 times divided by 2 times mass of the electron, 9.1 10 to the power negative 31. You will get the answer, kinetic energy. So kinetic energy will be equal to 9.91. We have to put a bracket because we have a square there. 9.91 exponential negative 25 whole square divided by 2 times 9.1 exponential negative 31. The answer is 5.3 10 power negative 19 joules. In atomic physics, most of the energy calculations are done in terms of electron volt. So how to change the joules in the electron volt? Just divided by 1.6 10 power 19. So 5.3 10 to the power 19 divided by 1.6 10 to the power 19. We will get the answer. This is charges. Somewhere we use, this is the charge, 1.6 into 10 to the power. So we will get the answer 5.3 divided by 1.6 equal 3.31 electron volt. That is the kinetic energy. The next one is potential energy. So that is question number E. Potential energy can be calculated by using the formula Z E square 4 pi epsilon 0 R. The answer negative is because whenever the radius of the electron in the system, the radius will be very less than infinity. So we have to give energy because always the electrons will be attracted by the nucleus. To avoid that, to overcome from the force of attraction, the energy should be given to the electrons. So that is why the value is negative. So Z as it is 1 and the important is negative 1 times charge of the electron 1.6 into 10 to the power negative 19 square over 4 3.14 times epsilon 0 8.85 10 to the power negative 12 times the radius. Already we know the value of the radius, 2.13 10 to the power 10. So we can get the answer is 1.6 exponential negative 19 square just divided by 4 times 3.14 times 8.85 exponential negative 12 times 2.13 exponential negative 10 will be equal to 1.08 times 10 to the power, once again I have to check it whether I gave the square or not. Answer will be negative 1.6 exponential negative 19 whole square divided by 4 times 3.14 times 8.85 exponential negative 12 times 2.13 exponential negative 10 will be equal to 1.08 times 10 power negative 8. Everything is correct in joules. And converting into electron volt, just I have to divide by 1.6 into 10 to the power negative 19. So divide by 1.6 exponential negative 19, we will get the answer as a negative 6.776 electron volt. So this is the potential energy of the system. So the last one, total energy. The total energy is just what you have to do, just add the kinetic energy and potential energy. This value plus this one, that means 3.31 plus this value. You are already having negative value, so 3.31 3.31 minus, that means take out 6.76. We will get the answer as negative 3.45 electron volt. So to avoid the space, just I skip the steps. The step I explained you already. It will be nothing other than potential energy. Total energy is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy. Potential kinetic energy is 3.31 electron volt plus this value. That means 3.31 take out 6.76. That's the total energy will be equal to negative 3.45 electron volt. Also, there is a formula available. En is equal to, the total energy will be equal to negative 13.6 over n square electron volt. So in this case we have 2. So 13.6 divided by 4 will be equal to, we are getting the same answer, 3.4. So this is a general formula. Okay, I have done. So this video will be very helpful for the students to know more about the hydrogen atom. I explained about the radius, linear momentum, angular momentum, kinetic energy, potential energy and the total energy. Please subscribe to my video to see the next videos. Next video is coming. Next video is coming soon.